This is Top Op TVEE. That's the channel that I'm watching this on. Go check this guy out. He does great work. Talking about FBG Cash and how he got into a gang war with a generation.
My whole team bosses, y'all do shit we seen off. They did just running for 30, but heard he got put in the clean car. Them niggas gon' die as long as he speaking. Oh my God, what happened to Dante? Loafing at the club, he must be snorting coke with gunpowder. Singing that bitch, call that boy Beyonce. I'm a bad guy, but I'm outcast like Andre.
And this is Dante. Dante is Little Durk's brother who was murdered in Chicago suburb, Harvey. He was a party promoter and he was throwing a party and he was murdered inside the club. And FBG Cash actually shot a video where he was at an exit door. He simulated an exit door, and he was shooting a video in a club by the exit door to basically mock his death. I blame the videographers for accepting that concept. They should have told him, no, on my platform, you're not going to disrespect somebody who's been murdered. But hey, that's another story. What I want to speak about is FBG Cash. Now, I've been following the drill culture since it came out, 2011, 2012, and I always was fascinated by it, not because I liked the music, but because it was just something that was so different on a cultural level. It was really like genocide on TV, like a viral genocide. And FBG Cash always stuck out to me because he was my age. He was born in 1990. He died at 31. I'm 31. And we were exactly the same age. And it was weird for me because FBG Cash, the people like FBG Duck died at 26 in 2020. Cash was 30 in 2020. So everybody that he was really beefing with, like the O Block guys, 600 guys, they were like 5 to 10 years younger than him. And he even admitted it in a lot of his interviews that he took on their beef. His generation, they didn't have beef with the other side. He actually used to hang in the other side. And he was friends with them because he's a part of a different generation. And their gang politics are not as extreme as the generation that came after him. But since he was his little brother was, young. Literally, his name is Young, and he was very young. He basically assimilated into the youth's culture, and he took on their gang war. His little homies, he jumped in that water with them, and he fought alongside with them. And he mentioned that a lot in his songs and in his interviews. Now, he was a very intelligent guy. One thing about FBG Cash is he had a very good sense of the streets. He knew exactly what to do and what not to do. And the only reason that I think he died is because he entered the younger generation's beef. If Cash would have just been a 30-year-old guy and didn't engage in, because really dissing the dead and all that stuff started with the generation under us. My generation wasn't into that. His generation, we're the same generation. We didn't do that. And I think he took on, he left his generation and went to the younger generation. And I think the only reason why he got killed is because he took on the beef of his younger brothers and the younger generation in his hood. If he would have just chilled and stayed with the older generation of his hood, I don't think he would have died, because you don't hear about guys from his hood. The guys, all the murders and stuff like that happened all that stuff happened with the younger generation. The guys who were like 15, 16, 17 in 2012. And I'm still shocked that he died, man, because FBG Cash, like I said, he was older, he was mature, he was wise. By the time the gang war popped off in Chicago, he had already been an a legal adult for about 5 years. So he was 22 years old when the war popped off. And there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think there's any shame in wanting to, your younger brothers are out there in the mix. You want to help them, you want to defend them. But at the same time, Cash was supposed to be an OG. He was an OG from day one. He was always the oldest guy in the group. And it's just a shame because he's supposed to be right here enjoying his almost 32nd birthday, and he should be an old head like me, sitting back kicking game to the youth. But instead, he jumped full force into it. And yes, a lot of people in their 30s who gangbang. I'm not just pointing him out. I'm just saying I liked him because he was my age, and I just felt like he got involved with the younger generation's beef. And if he didn't, he would still be alive.